Want to say hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tony Hollis Live Talk Show Testify. As I promised today, we will be running a special broadcast, and we will crank this show up in just a few seconds. So just sit tight, okay? And we will be coming back to go ahead and bring on my guests, all right? Again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tony Hollis Live Talk Show Testify. I think many of you remember I had indicated that there was a situation down in Osceola, Arkansas around Memorial Day, and sometime after Memorial Day where it led to a great number of people being arrested, okay? And so we're going to talk about that today. We're going to bring on a guest today and let this guest share his and her experiences in terms of their encounters with the local police department. As I understand that there were Osceola police officers, as well as county deputies, and I think the drug task force, I think it's all with Osceola. I don't know if there was any state troopers down there or not, but they participated in what is called a saturation operation, to where they went out and made a great number of arrests. Okay, some of those arrests, as I'm told, can be called into question. All right, but before I bring my guests on, I want to say that in regards to the incident that happened here in Blytheville, Arkansas, I'm keep getting messages and telephone calls as it relates to a block party that was here, event that was given here in Blytheville, Arkansas. As I indicated, ladies and gentlemen, I only offer the platform, okay? If you have a story to tell the story. Now, if I happen to say anything at all about whatever party that was given in Blytheville, I mean, that issue is, I mean, it's a moot issue. I mean, there's no sense in talking about that now. But what I want you all to understand is that let's put the blame to where the blame need to be. It's your police chief, okay? Those individuals who gave the block party, it wasn't like that they did that on their own, okay? They was given permission, all right? Now, whether things was did properly, in order, that is something to be discussed, okay? But, I don't think that we need to be attacking the people that threw the event. I mean, at least I'm not. I don't get involved with black on black issues, that it be criminal, that it be civil. I just don't get involved. Now, if we want to talk about a process, process being, did Chief Ross Thompson, did he not follow protocol? Now, if you want to have that conversation, I'll have that conversation. But in terms of, me picking one black person against another black person, I won't engage in that. Now, if you want to talk about the process, which is Chief Ross Thompson, then we can talk about that. I think many of you would agree that when it comes to in the past, black businesses, 1 to 3 events, that it be at the Ritz, it was a no. That it even be, I think there was one incident where they wanted to wind down. I don't know whether it's going to be at some establishment or some private place, but that was a problem, and so we need to understand, why this happened. This didn't just happen by itself. Somebody gave that permission. So if you want to talk about Chief Ross Thompson, did he follow protocol? I have that conversation. But in terms of, trying to pick somebody against another person, I won't engage in that. Okay? But it's your story. You need to tell your story, just like my guest that's coming on today. They had some incidents down in Osceola, and this person wants to share her story. And I'm going to allow her to do that. All right? So that's pretty much all I got to say about that situation. Hopefully, I won't talk about it anymore. Hopefully, it's a dead issue until someone step up and want to talk about it. All right. But in any case, uh, we're going to bring on my guest and going to let my guest uh, exactly tell her story and exactly what happened with her. And I think there might have been some relatives of hers. And so we're going to bring her on and let her tell her story. So hopefully she'll be ready to go in a little bit. If not, then she will let me know. Okay. So without any further ado, I want to bring on my guest and allow her to introduce herself. How you doing there,
Hello.
Miss Jacqueline Dawkins?
How you doing,
Doing
Tony?
okay?
Yes, I
I'm
am.
doing fine. Hopefully we can hopefully we can hear you. I'm hoping the guests can hear you. I barely can
I
hear
hope
you.
they can.
You know, know whether you have to get close to your telephone or just speak up a little bit louder, and
Okay.
hopefully we can get a nice little pitch in your volume. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
as I
All
understand,
right.
there's oh, that sounds good. Uh, as I understand that there was two incidents. One incident being that occurred on Memorial Day, and another event sometime after Memorial Day, as it relates to you and your family. So, uh, do you care for me to show the video first, or would you want to just go ahead and just give a brief opening of exactly, why you appearing today? Well, let's just do that. Let's
Well,
allow
I
you to
go ahead
tell
on
who
and
you are.
tell everybody. I My name is Jacqueline Dawkins. Everybody know me in Osceola, pretty much. Okay, Monday night, my grandkids, they've been doing this ever since March 14th. Like I said, they've been cooking, and whoever come out, they give them the food. They feed everybody that come out. They were just outside, just kicking it, having a good time. Okay,
Okay.
later on, then I heard somebody hollering outside. They had tased my grandson in my front yard.
Uh huh.
I I goes outside. After that, some more stuff went on. They were hollering and stuff. It kept going on. Then they hollered disbursement out, from outside.
Uh
Okay,
huh.
everybody came over on my yard, right across from the field that Pastor Brown told them that they could use, long as they don't tear it up. And don't be no fighting, no none of that going on out there. The kids just be out there enjoying themselves, having fun.
Uh huh.
This Monday night, all of a sudden, here come a slew of polices from Kaiser and up Broadway. Instead of them calling out names and stuff, who they wanted and stuff, they ain't call out no name. They just picking peoples out the crowd. So they grabbed my grandson. He turned and he ran. He turned and was coming back across the yard. They tased him 4 times in the front yard. But they got me for disorderly conduct, some tent on the windows. They got me Friday
Okay.
when
This was after
when they
Memorial Day.
yes, this happened when they did the little whatever they did in Osceola. The little
Okay.
they got me Friday, and they told me it was because they pulled me over because of the tent on the window. Then they told me they had a warrant for my arrest. I
Uh
asked what
huh.
was the warrant for? Disorderly conduct and disbursement. Now, mind you, I'm at home, 419 East Kaiser. That's where I live.
Uh huh.
But they want me to disburse. I'm still trying to figure out. Why y'all got my grandson on the ground tasing him like this?
Okay, can you just move closer to your mic?
I'm still on it. I'm asking them,
There you
why is
go.
y'all tasing him like that?
Uh-huh.
They just kept on. All of a sudden, the county and some of the Osceola police officers, they got across the out here where the little empty lot is. Got across there like the kids was gonna do something to them or attack them or something, standing like they were
Uh-huh.
finna charge over here to them. That was uncalled for. It ain't never been nothing like this happen. If anything, they'll come by and they tell them if they blocking the street, unblock the street. You can't block the street. Okay, they
Mm-hmm.
make sure they don't block the street. Okay, Harshman's got some apartments over here. Harshman said he didn't want them on the lot. We make sure they stay off the lot. Me myself, when they have their parties on Saturdays or Sundays, I go outside myself with a bag. I pick up all trash that's left out there that the other people's that throwed out there. I make sure I
Uh-huh.
cleans up behind them, but all behind all of them, not just some, all of them. This I just don't understand why this happened Friday night. I mean Memorial Day night, because they've been kicking it out there. They had kicked it out there that Saturday night. They had a pop
Mm-hmm.
up projector out there. Did nothing happen. But Memorial Day, all of this happened.
Uh-huh.
And I just
So
want to know why.
so in other
Wasn't
words,
nobody fighting.
this place is across from your house.
It's an
This
empty
is
lot.
this is a lot belongs to a local pastor, correct?
Correct.
And the local pastor gave
Gave
permission
permission.
for,
Correct.
I guess, the group to hang out over there, every now and then.
Long as they don't tear up his property, he fine with it.
Okay. Now, I want to show a quick someone sent a video to where I believe it was a grandson of yours that you had mentioned about. Uh, they reached at
Getting
him
tased.
as though they was wanting to attack him or take him
That's the
into.
he's the
Go
one.
ahead.
He's the only one got arrested that night.
Okay. Okay, let's show that right now, okay?
All right.
Let's go ahead and show that now. Let me go up here and find it.
I can't hear you talking.
Since we don't get any sound, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my mic
It
back
don't.
on. Okay, now
Okay.
I want you to just walk us through this here to where it show your it show your grandson. I think he got some
Okay.
yellow
He's
short.
standing across. He got on some pink ordinary shorts and a white
Okay,
t-shirt.
let's play that back right now. We're gonna start it over, and I'm going to be stopping it as we go. Okay, we're gonna play it right now.
Okay. And when I made it outside,
Okay,
okay, he was across the street in that lot,
okay, right there.
on
Is
that
that
lot.
your son in a
And the
white
police
shirt
walked up.
and kind of pink shorts?
pink short. That's him.
Right. Okay. There you go again.
That's him right there.
Pink and
That's
look
him.
like he got some blue under shorts and a white shirt, correct?
He on a white t-shirt,
Got some blue, look like undershorts and pink shorts over
some
the
underwear
blue.
on, some
Yeah.
underwear.
And so this is him right now. I want to go back and show
Yes.
it. Looked like the officers sort of reached at him. And so let's show that right now. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the young man. Look like he got a black cap on, white t-shirt, and he got some pink shorts. You will see the officer reach at him. I'm gonna see if I can stop it as he reach. I don't know what is being said or anything to that nature, if anything is being said, but he does reach at this young man. You see, right there. That is the officer. I don't know his name, but he's
And he
reaching
runs on
around
away.
this bigger guy and he's reaching at your grandson. Let me play that back again where we can see it.
And I'm
Let me run it
wondering,
back
I
just.
want to know why all of them people's out there, why you just picked my grandson out the bunch?
And how many people you say was out there? About 100 people or more?
About 250. About
250? Oh,
250.
man. Okay, and this is he right here. To your right is an officer. I don't know if that's
Right
dressed in
there.
black or he's dressed in blue or whatever, but
Black.
he's reaching at your son. The guy in the middle, the big guy, he has his hands up. And
Okay.
the smaller
He reached
guy is
around
your
him.
grandson, is who he's reaching at. So let's start it back again. Here we
He
go.
reached around the big guy.
Yeah, I see. Okay, now he's reaching at your son. Your son bagged away. Okay, and now your son gonna
Okay.
take out running. Your grandson, excuse me.
Yes. And he let when
Okay, now he's
I got
running. I'm gonna
okay.
keep going. Look like he's about to trip. He's about to fall,
Uh-huh. He
and
did
he's yet
fall.
bagging up, and he's running now.
He in my yard.
And this is where it seemed like he falls right here. Look like
Right
he's up
there.
on the
That's where
curb
they
of
tased him at.
your yard, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and this is where he falls on the curb of your yard. Okay. Now, this is where all the officers come around him
Yeah.
now. I'm trying to stop it. I'm trying to see if
Uh-huh.
I see any flashing light to where I think you indicated that he might have been tased.
He was tased 4 times.
Okay. I'm just gonna try to stop it and see if we can. I do see some kind of light there. I
That's
don't
the
know if that's a
taser.
flashlight or the taser or what.
That's a taser.
Yeah, I do see something. I don't know if you all can see my cursor, yellow
I see
cursor
it.
there,
I see it.
and that's the area that I'm
That's where
signaling
he
right
was,
there.
right there. He was laying
And
down on the
so
ground.
we're gonna try it again. Okay, look like everything went away there. And so that is your grandson. Again, we want to
In the
show the
pink
officer
short.
reaching around the big guy to your son to try to reach towards your son, your
You
grandson. I
see him
keep saying
backing up.
son.
See him backing up. See
Okay,
him?
yeah, I'm finna try to find that spot to stop it. I'm trying to find that spot. Okay. Now here we go right here. This is your grandson.
Yes.
This is the cop. He's approaching your grandson. Look like he's moving around the bigger guy. And this where he reach
Yes.
at your grandson.
Yes.
I don't know why, but he's reaching at your grandson, all these people that's out there.
And ain't hot now one of them. Nobody but him. He ain't
So
reaching at
your
nobody but him.
grandson, he's walking back to your property from the lot. And this is where he seemed
Yes.
like he falls right
It's
there on the
it's right
corner.
across the street from my house.
Okay. And so that's the video. in regards to what happened that particular night, uh, as it relates uh, as it relates to your son, your grandson,
My grandson.
uh,
That happened
and
Monday
so
night.
and so. What do you actually really think was the purpose of um, this drug? Well, I ain't gonna say they mentioned drugs. I know I read in the paper, Osceola Times, to where it was sort of confusing. They was trying to link the two incidents as though having some type of link to each other. You know what happened on Memorial Day, uh, and what happened. Uh,
Tony,
yeah.
Jake,
Okay, I didn't hear you say what now.
I don't know what I don't know what was going on with them Memorial Day. Wasn't no drug. They ain't said nothing about no drugs that night.
Uh huh.
They ain't said nothing about no drugs until Friday till all these police is coming down.
Hmm.
That's when we find out it's about drugs and all of this.
And this was the Friday after Memorial Day.
But yes,
Okay. And that's when they went
all
out
the
and did what
polices, all of them polices and stuff was down there at the police station. About 5 o'clock, they start rolling
Mhm. And
everywhere.
I understand that a lot of these arrests that they did make, I heard it was a large number. Um, I'm also told that
54.
54. Tell me that court
54.
lasted all day until the late evening. Is that correct?
It did. It did.
So,
From 9 o'clock that morning. It's supposed to have been started at 9. It didn't start about 10. It lasted from then up until I don't know what time because I left at 6. After my daughter got out, I left.
mhm. So, is there anything that you would like to share with us though, as to surely the two incidents are not identical. It's sort of when I was reading the paper, it's almost like the Osceola Times try to make the the Memorial Day event be about what happened Friday night with all the roundup of the people that they arrested, and a lot of these uh, arrests, or shall I say, some of these arrests, some were misdemeanors, and so I'm trying to find out how are they conflating
Thank you.
misdemeanors and felonies together. It's almost appear that people such as your grandson or yourself, uh, it give an impression
Hmm.
or perception that you all was part of something that is was much larger in terms of the arrest, like the drug activity. I read in the
It
paper
was
to where,
nothing going on like that, Tony. Them
yeah,
kids was
I
out there just
understand, but
having
we
fun.
just yeah, we're just trying to put the information out there where the public can understand exactly what was going on. And what we're saying is that
They were just
it
cooking.
sort of gave a bad perception of people who were arrested. It kind of linked them to uh, any type of alleged drug uh, arrest that they made, or probation, or things of that nature. They sort of conflated the two incidents, and neither one of the incidents had anything in common.
At all.
You know, and so how would you
I just
want this thing to be settled?
I just don't let me tell my side of the story because I'm telling the truth. I'm looking at what's going on outside.
Mhm. And and I think you indicated about the judge recommend that you get an attorney for a
Yes,
misdemeanor charge.
yes, she recommended that I get a lawyer.
And it's also, you said that you was detained for your windows sort of being a dark tint.
Okay.
And
When
you want
they
to explain that when they pulled you over, he pretty much just eyeballed your window. He didn't put no type of
he said, "Do
device
you
on
know
your
why I
window
stopped
to,
you?"
pardon
I
me,
asked him. He asked me, "Do you know why I stopped you?" I said, "No." He said, "For the intent." I
your
said, "This
tint
ain't my
windows,
car."
right?
Yes. I said, "This is not my car." He said, "You're driving it. It don't matter."
Oh, okay. And
He
so,
asked for insurance. The first thing I gave him was the wrong insurance paper. My
uh-huh.
daughter gave me the right insurance papers. They got that on their ticket and about the tent.
And to my understanding, speaking with you earlier, he used no device to measure the percentage of how dark your
No,
tent was.
no, he did not.
He pretty much just eyeballed it.
He eyeballed it.
Okay. And
He
he
just
hoped to go
walked
in
up to the
court.
car and told me when I let the window down. He said, "You know why I stopped you, don't you?" I said, "No." He said, "Your tent is too dark." I said, "This ain't my car."
Hmm.
He said, "But you driving it."
And
Then
did you mention something that he didn't give you a disorderly conduct charge, did he?
no, he didn't give me a disorderly conduct, but I got a disorderly conduct, and I like to know how I get a disorderly conduct. And I ain't
Uh-huh.
did nothing. I didn't back talk him or nothing. I applied with them. When they put the cuffs on me, they put me in the back of the truck. My husband brought my driving license down right down the street where I was and gave them my driving license because I told him I didn't have my driving license, but I could give him my number. I gave him my number and had my daughter to call my husband to bring my driving license because they keep them in the truck.
Mhm. And one of your charges for the arrest, that was where they claim you was on
Uh,
your property and they indicated that you failed to disperse, although you was on your own property.
I was at home that night.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your own private property.
Yes, it's private property signs out there.
And they give you a citation because you refuse
Disorderly conduct
to go
and
inside the house. Is
dispersal.
that where they wanted you to go inside your house?
Yes.
Oh man, that's something else. Can't stand on your own property without being cited to appear in court. Well, Miss Dawkins, I tell you, I'll try to see if they will release some information in regards to your the probable cause for these charges that you pick up. It really, I don't know. It's just something missing here. It just don't sound right. And your son, definitely. I mean, I don't know what the officer stated to him or said to him or he said to the officer, but um, they did
Now,
chase him.
that
He
same
did.
day, they like I said, the same day arrest me. They got my grandson, the one that I was driving his car. They got him too.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Another
what charges
grandson.
they gave him?
What charges did they
The
give
owner
him?
of the car. They got him too down on Broadway.
Also, it's almost like the police department know your family.
Yeah.
Okay.
And why? Well, they know my grandson from riding four wheeler.
Okay.
I don't ride the four wheeler.
Well, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but do you think that they're harassing you?
For
You still
them
there?
to do what they did the other night, it's something.
Okay.
It wasn't right. I know that much. Cause them kids
Well, like
was
I said,
not
I know
bothering
you got to
anybody
go.
out there.
Yeah. And you got to go to court for this stuff on what is it? Is it June the
June the
15th?
15th.
Okay.
June the 15th.
Hopefully, I would try to make that court appearance too because I like to get a bit more understanding as to the probable cause to the charges that they
I
assess
wish you
against
could
you for
make it
standing
too,
on your
cause
own property. I just don't understand that. But is there anything I'll go ahead and give you the closing remarks to if any of I know you got your sons there, anything they might want to say, uh, I'll go ahead and
well
extend that
my
time to
grand
you all now.
they not here. They not here
They're
right
not
now.
there?
No.
Okay.
Ashton just left.
Well, I'll go ahead and just let you close it out.
All
And
right.
just speak to the public as to, you want some justice out of this thing, of course, and just share with the public as to how the police department or the prosecutor or whomever, how can they make this right for you and your family?
Just let me tell the truth. I didn't
Mhm.
do nothing wrong. Why did I get charged? That's what I want to know, really.
And especially disorderly conduct charge. You don't know where that come from, huh?
Yes, that's my grandchild. I'm gonna see what's wrong. I'm going
Mhm.
outside to see what's going on.
Right.
They had him down on the ground.
Hmm. And that's understandable, you know. Well, I do know that um, I don't know. Hopefully, this new police chief, I'm
Mm,
hoping that
mm-mm,
he can straighten this department out. Uh,
mm-mm.
well, I'm hoping because I just really got a lot of concerns about how they're linking what happened on Memorial. Uh,
To a Friday
uh,
night.
yeah, and how do they link that to this so-called saturation of operation of the county, the Osceola Police Department and Drug Task Force? How are
and
they
state
linking the two
and state
together?
troopers.
Yeah, and state trooper. It's just not making any sense to me. You know, it's
Thank
almost
you.
like the ones that was out on the pastor's property, which they was given permission. It's almost like they trying to show some similarities as to what happened on Memorial Day and what happened afterwards. And I don't see any type of uh, correlation there in terms of how can they say one have something to do with the other. But anyway, uh, I really appreciate you coming on, Miss Doggins, and I wish you well. I will try to make that court date because I need to get an understanding of how they charge you, and I'm very curious to how this thing is going to be resolved. You know,
That's the only thing. I just don't feel right them charging me.
yeah. And all
I
you
didn't
was
do
doing
anything.
was you was just trying to go and see what was going on with your grandson. I understand.
That's right.
Okay. Well, is there anything else you'd like to say before we close it out?
Oh, I don't have nothing else to say, Tony. I'm through with it. You know.
All right, and please
But like I said,
give my hellos to
I
your
don't.
husband, my friend. Please say hello to him for me, okay?
Huh? All right.
All right, now you have a blessed remaining day,
And
all
thank
right?
you for listening to me.
No problem.
All right. Thank you
Anytime
for
you
listening
have
to me.
Yeah, anytime you have some information of concern, not just for yourself, but that may impact the community as a whole, please holler. We'll extend this platform to you and anyone else who may have a story that they'd like to tell.
All right. I thank you so much.
All right, take care now. Bye bye. Peace and love.
Bye bye.
All right,
All right.
bye bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. That was Mrs. Jackie Doggins from Osceola, Arkansas. Uh, she was sharing her ordeal that she went through with the police department, not just her, but her sons. She picked up one disorderly conduct charge, and she don't know how she got that because she wasn't charged with that until she, I guess, somewhere afterwards, that particular night. She also, at some point or another, they pulled her over for dark tinted windows in the vehicle that she was driving, and there was no type of those little instruments or devices that they put on your window to try to get a percentage of how dark your window tint is. That didn't happen according to Miss Dawkins, and so a lot of these charges that they'll assess against her need to be uh, examined real closely. Hopefully, Judge Dean will do that, and she will do the right thing. Uh, hopefully, at least we hoping. Uh, Now, in terms of the saturation operation, for the most part, when they go out, and that was the question you see it going across the screen there. Was this some type of saturation operation to where they go out? In short, what that is that uh, the police department or shall we say law enforcement, for the most part, they are to identify what they call hotspots. Okay, hotspot in layman terms, that is a particular area that they have determined to be problematic, that it be drugs, that it be or any other criminal activity. And so what they do, they set up some type of uh, plan, if you will, to where they move in and they make many arrests in that so-called hotspot. But for these particular individuals in Osceola, they have shared questions with me, which mean, was this a proper saturation operation, or was this something else? Something else meaning, was a particular community racially profiled as opposed to being identified as a hotspot? Were there other hotspots throughout the city of Osceola, or was it in one target area that they had their eyes on? For example, was it only East Osceola? Was there any arrests made further northwest, northwest of Osceola, or going out west of Osceola? And so there has been some concerns with that. As a matter of fact, the 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 ACLU, American Civil Liberty Union, back in 2020, they filed a lawsuit for something similar to these police tactics, this saturation, what they call patrol operation, is what they call saturation patrol operation. And what they did, there was a particular gentleman that was arrested for drugs, and he sat in jail for 7 months or more, uh, and not charged. Well, he was charged, but he sat in jail for 7 months or more, and nobody know what was going on because the arresting agent, I don't know whether he was on a drug task force. I have to go back and read my notes, but this agent couldn't even remember what he arrested this guy for, and this guy had been sitting in jail for 7 months. And arresting law enforcement agent, he couldn't remember what he arrested him for. So there's $1 million lawsuit. I pulled that up. If those of you who want to read it, it's up under the ACLU. This is the way it's titled: racial discrimination charged by ACLU in a notorious drug bust scandal. That's what they call it. It's a scandal. Okay. They said that this was a miscarriage of justice with clear racial motivation. Okay, this was said by William Harvell, the executive director of the Texas ACLU, who announced the lawsuit at a rally here today, joined by Toluca residents who travel more than 7 hours by bus to attend. This was a small black community that was targeted, to where they went in and they made a lot of arrests. According to this article that I just shared with you, 10% of the African American population, you know, uh, I don't know if that was 10% of the population arrested or it's just a total of 10% of this particular area. Uh, it's mostly rural farming and ranching community of about 5,000 people live in this small community. Okay, but that $1 million lawsuit was filed. So when the police department identify hotspot, what exactly is a hotspot? Most of the time they go into these, and we have to call it for what it is. They go into these poor communities who have social, what is it, social economic statuses, if you will. In other words, these are poor communities that they go into when they make these arrests. Okay. And what I would like to see is that, you know, we're talking about going in, making some type of saturation operation drug bust. Why can't we do the same thing for guns? There are many individuals out there, you know, uh, mostly we have to call it for what it is. People that don't look like us, because for the most part, and I think it's fair to say, many of our young population, they have criminal history. You got criminal history, you cannot possess a firearm. Okay, so but some of these other individuals have assault weapons that they shouldn't have. Most of them, well, I ain't gonna say most, but there have been articles that I've read where some are underage. They buy these things at these gun shows or what have you, and so that really need to be some type of investigation on gun possession. In Mississippi County. Hopefully, we will see that, uh, but I won't hold my breath. All right, so I'm gonna go to my board before I close out to see if we got any type of questions. Uh, uh, for my guest. I'm sorry that I let her go. Hopefully, if there are any questions that you might want to ask of her, I think I still see her in my stage room. And so, if there's any question that you have that you was hoping to ask of her, uh, I will bring her back on if she will. Uh, but let's go to the board and see what questions we got. Okay, let me get rid of this. Um, okay. Now we have this is Mrs. Uh, it's Miss Brandy, lip gloss by Brandy. She's speaking. Hi, hello, how you doing, Miss Brandy? Uh, this is Mr. Quayla. That's Cuz. How you doing there? She said we can't hear. Hopefully she spoke up a little louder where you did hear. I'm hoping. Uh, who else we got here? This here again. The crazy thing about it is this is a statement. The police was only in the black neighborhood. Well, there you go. So I'm glad we had a guest to come on, not a guest, but uh, a person who's watching a video who posted this comment. I don't want you all. Normally, I've been somewhat accusing as by some folks just don't know what they're talking about. They accuse me of race baiting. You know, I mean, if it's black, you call it black. If it's red, you call it red. If it's white, you call it white. That's not a lie. That's the truth. And so this didn't come from me. You have a viewer who indicated that this was crazy because she believed it was only in the black community. Um, she did attend the court. She saw with her own eyes in terms of the percentages of people that was arrested. And so what better person to get it from than the person who was at court that particular day? Court went on to 6 o'clock, way in the evening. Okay. Not saying we're not making a claim or she's not making a claim that there was not any whites uh, people arrested. But when you put it on a larger scale, what she's saying is that most of the arrest was made in the black community. That's what she's saying. Okay. Okay. Who else we got? We got this Mr. Vic. This is what I call him, Vic. Vic Gregory. Thank you. That's all they tried to do, and they target one side of the town. There you go again. This is not me. These are people that live in Osceola. These are people that saw what they saw and heard what they heard. Okay, these are the people. Okay, so you're hearing it from them. They believe that uh, a particular geographic area of Osceola, Arkansas, was targeted when they went in and they made all of these arrests. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm just putting the information out there for you all to make a determination, to ask questions or what have you. Was this thing did by the book? Okay, so that's what I'm doing. Uh, Again, we have Miss Gregory with another question. They arrested my son and had the wrong one. Again, you know, I was shared with you about the ACLU of a gentleman who was arrested, sit in jail for 7 months, and even the arresting agent couldn't even remember what he arrested him for, or couldn't even remember if he even arrested him. That's $1 million lawsuit that was filed by the ACLU in 1920. 2020, excuse me. As I said, this is the article that I got right here. Like I say, you can look it up yourself. ACLU, racial discrimination charged by ACLU and notorious drug bust. Okay, so that's the article that I'm reading from right here. All right. Uh, and so again, there's problems with concerns of, was this community targeted? If so, were there any other communities in this so-called saturation operation? Was there any other communities other than, I want to say East Osceola is where most of the complaints are coming from. As a matter of fact, that's where the so-called riot and the arrest that was made uh, was on the east side of Osceola. Okay, and we have Lord help the town of Osceola. This is Miss Kendra, Miss Deacons. How you doing? She got a new home now. She's in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Thank you for peeping in on us. Keep Osceola in your prayers, and don't be a stranger. Okay. Thank you for your comment. Uh, got Mr. Gregory again. Osceola is in for a rude awakening in the near future. If something is being done that is not in order, then I just hope that, city council, the police department, the mayor, I hope they all come together, sit at the table, and try to iron out all these concerns, community concerns. All right. Uh, and the police department, when they have these no these what they call notorious uh, operations in terms of making all these arrests, the police not only need to, I mean, the community need not only see you when you show up to make an arrest. Build a relationship with the community. They need to see you coming in their community, building a relationship with them, getting to know them, you know, holding some type of fun day, community event, doing some community things. That's what you call building a relationship. That's why the relationship between police and community continue to have its problems. There is no trust on both sides of the aisle. There is no trust. We have the same problem here in Blythe, Arkansas. Our community policing is terrible, very terrible. And it's not the police officers here in Blythe, okay? It's not our police officers. The majority of our police officers here in Blythe, uh, they come to work and want to do their job. The problem that we have is leadership, okay? We can't get anyone to want to come work for the Blythe Police Department. It's not because they don't like the city. It's not because they don't want to work for the Blythe Police Department. But I personally can say that the reason that we have a recruitment problem for the city of Blythe is that they don't like the leadership that's in place. Okay? Don't nobody want to work for this chief. That's my belief. That's my opinion. That's why we cannot maintain, retain, recruit officers to want to come in to work for the city of Blythe. Okay, it's just my little 2 cents. All right, Miss Gregory, she on the road. It said that was let me see, there was a state trooper that stopped Jackie, a state trooper, and that's another thing that I always have a problem with state trooper coming into local communities doing policing. We have city police, we have the county sheriff department. Between the city police and the sheriff department, that should be enough manpower to take care of our small communities that you talk Osceola, that you talk Blythe, that you talk any other city in Mississippi County. We're not a big county, okay? We're a small county. The two biggest cities in the county is Blythe and Osceola. Osceola got what, a little over 6,000. Blythe got a little over 13,000. Those are the two biggest cities in Mississippi County. We need our state troopers out there being paid. I mean, doing the job for the good money that they're being paid. We have trafficking, drug trafficking over our major interstate highways. We need our state troopers. We need them out there. We don't need them locally in town. That's why we have city police officers and county police officers who do a very good job as of late, particularly when it comes to making these so-called drug arrests. We don't need the state troopers. We need them out there on the interstate, taking care of their duties. They are Arkansas state troopers, and that's where we need them on the highways. Okay, but that was that. That's Miss Dickens again. Just a statement. Oh my God. Uh, it was this Charles Lewis mom talking. Uh, no, that's his wife. That's his wife. Um, but anyway, Takina, yes, she just agreeing. That's Miss Deacon. We're almost at the bottom, y'all. Uh, who was this? Uh, so very sad. I'm sorry, Miss Jackie. You had to experience this. Uh, Sending some love out to you, Miss Deacons, Miss Kendra. Look, I mean Miss Doggins, Miss Deacons sending some love out to you. Got another comment. We're almost at the end of the hour. It say, well, we talking about people who didn't have no record or nothing, but they making an example out of Osceola. But is this going to solve the crime giving innocent people charges? People that never been in trouble and that in their whole life uh, are lost. Well, that's another thing. It's uh, sometimes these charges, I think, for the most part, they could be called into question, especially the charges where there's an overreach. Something that should be a misdemeanor is being made a felony. Something that considered to be a low grade felony, they don't made it to be a high felony. There's a disparity when it comes to sentences. I mean, that is undisputed. And so we need to give our young people an opportunity to go through life, get through high school without picking up any kind of felonies on their record that will prevent them from having an opportunity to receive college grants, um, being to enlist in the military. When you got a felony, you can't go to the military, you can't get any type of college funding. And I think at one point, Osceola had a policy to where if you had a felony, uh, or what was it? No, not a felony. If you didn't have a GED, you know, that you couldn't even work for the garbage truck, picking up garbage if you didn't have a GED. And so let's allow our young people, giving them an opportunity to go through their 18 years of life, setting themselves up to where they can go out and perhaps take some type of training course, special skill course, that it be electrical, that it be air conditioning, plumbing, you name it, and others who might want to go on to college. Let's give them that opportunity and let's not criminalize them, you know, uh, which will lessen their opportunities to become gainfully employed. Um Miss Gregory again, the 4th of July, right around the corner. La, all I can say is y'all better stay in the house because uh, stay in the house. BBQ, you don't know what that stands for. Y'all know I don't know the shorthand. In the house. Well, I beg to differ. Continue to enjoy yourselves. If Pastor gave you the opportunity to be on that property and you are not in violation of any city ordinance or anything like that, uh, I don't see the problem. Don't stop living and be happy and living in fear. Fear will cause you to die. Fear will cause you to have health problems. Okay? Fear will just have you from day to day not even want to wake up. Don't allow anyone to take you to the place to where you get to hate waking up because of fear. So continue to enjoy yourself, and if there's some uh, uh, things done that is considered to be called into question in terms of legal issues, then stand your ground and have your day in court. All right. Okay, this is Mr. Sammy. This Mr. Sammy Davis. How you doing, my brother? Your civil rights were violated. Rookie cops need more training. We so often we want to bring up training. Of course, we can continue to give training when training is needed. But I think for the most part, cops that commit certain misconduct don't need any training. For example, if you got a man who's handcuffed and the cop take his forearm and hit him in the back of the head, what kind of training you need for that? You don't need no training. Common sense tell you when you got a man in handcuffs, he's no threat to you. You shouldn't physically assault him. You don't need no training for that. Okay? Now, if it's training to learn how to shoot a firearm, no, we don't need to put no gun on you until you get that training. If it's knowing how to go out and engage with the community in terms of communication, then you don't need to hit the streets. You need to sit at the desk until you get some training or be some type of security guard in the courts or whatever. But you don't need to hit the streets because you do not have the ability to interact with the very public that you took a sworn oath to protect and serve. So, yes, trainings in that regard, yes, we need training. But when it comes to misconduct, okay, planning something on an individual, you don't need training for that. That's wrong. As I indicated, hitting a person in the back of the head, you know, you don't need no training. That's wrong. When it comes to whatever arrest or conduct, whether that it be verbal or that it be physical toward a person that don't look like you don't need no training for that. Policing is the wrong job for you because you cannot serve everyone, uh, regardless of their race, color, economic status, etc. You don't need to be in police officer. You're not a public servant. You're something else. I don't know what that something else is, but you're not a public servant. Okay, so there's a time for training, and there's a time to where we just gotta let police officers, bad cops, I'm talking about. We just gotta let them go. Okay, I'm gonna try to get through the rest of this here, you all later. Uh, Trying to see where we at. Oh, here we go. That's Miss Kendra saying, Jesus, talk to us, give us a statement or a question, Miss Deacon. Uh, we have Mr. Gregory. It is what it is, as long as it is the truth. Well, I said it is what it is, as long as you have people who continue to be complacent. In other words, they still want to sit on the couch. In other words, they are few to open the blinders. They thinking that if they don't see, it don't exist. When you open your eyes, it's still there. Okay. Uh, who is this here? This is Miss Michelle Dixon. The Osceola Police Department need to be investigated. Okay. That'll come from a community effort. If you think that there is something that's going on with the Osceola Police Department, then you all need to organize as a community, speak with your local leaders. That's the first step. And if you seem to hit a dead end there, then you reconvene, call another meeting, and you go to the next step until you get some satisfaction to the concerns uh, uh, that is before you. Okay. Uh, Michelle Dixon, I'm with you on that. They need to be investigated. Okay. Uh, yes, Tony, you're so right. Just a compliment. City and county. This is Mr. Sammy Davis. He said, if this type of activity has happened in the past, then why the confusion this particular time? Miss Dawkins should cry loud and spare not. We should support her and her family because it could have been us. This sort of unprofessionalism is a prime example of racial profiling, which could have caused harm or danger to the public, or police. And you just left one thing out, not just cause harm and danger, but possibly death. We have had that right here in Blythe, Arkansas. Death. Okay. Most of the time we get uh, untrained, rookie police officer, uh, just panic in certain situations, and the worst happen. All right. So agree. Mr. Mr. Davis, you're so on point. You're so on point. Okay. Well, wait. I'm trying to get through all this here, you all. We got okay. We're right at the top of the hour now. We really got to wrap this up. Uh, so where were we? I think we was on Miss Deacons. Uh, that's Miss Gregory again. There need to be a lot of changes in Osceola. It's a lot under the table. Things going on. The police station need to be investigated. You know, one police told me this was a bad side of the town. Since the incident went on, the police been on this street every 30 minutes. Again, you need to find out what method is the law enforcement agencies there. What methods are they using to, and I'm just giving them the benefit of the doubt, to consider the east side of Osceola? How are they identifying the east side of Osceola as being what they call a hot spot? Is it a hot spot or is it something else? Something else meaning, are they just being selective and targeting the east side of Osceola, because they choose to do so? Okay, so you need to ask those questions. They're going to come with holding meetings. Okay, Miss Dixon, you are so right, because it's officers with sexual assault, sexual harassment charges, and nothing is being done about it. That's only because you all will not hold your city council responsible. Just like them high electric rates that y'all keep paying, you're throwing rocks at your mayor. You ain't got nothing good to say about your mayor. I done told you over and over, you still won't listen. Your mayor couldn't raise or lower your interest rates if she wanted to. She gets no vote. She got no power to raise your elected rates. You know why your elected rates continue to be high? It's because your city council want them to stay high. They the one have the power to lower your rates or keep your rates like they are. And then again, it could go up. And I know you're in election year. Y'all thinking, I ain't gonna vote for Mayor so and so no more, you know, because she didn't this, she didn't that. I don't care what mayor you get. You got mayor candidates right now that's running for mayor. They need to tell you the truth. I know they can't tell that to me. Whoever is running for mayor, neither one of those mayors have the power to lower your interest rate, your elected rates. They don't have that power. They get no vote. The only power that the mayor have is to break a vote. That's the only time they vote. You want your elected rates lower, you got to put some you got to put some force. I don't mean physically force, but you got to put some heat on your city council rep. They the one that got you holding you hostage with these high elected rates, not your mayor. You know, you can get all kind of mayors you want to get. Your elected rate still gonna be high. Even with the candidates you got now, I'm pretty sure they're out there right now telling you that they the man or they the woman to lower your rates. They lying. No mayor can raise or lower your rates. They get no vote. It's your city council. That's who you need to be putting pressure on, putting the heat on. I done told y'all that 100,000 times. Y'all won't listen. Okay. Yes, these charges will be on our record. Will be on your record if you, I guess, if you don't beat them, if you beat them or not. We're gonna try to get through this, y'all. I'm gonna say my hellos later. I'm getting a little. Well, we're at the bottom. I got about maybe 4 more, and then we're gonna close it out. All right, cause I'm 4 minutes over now, over the hour. Uh, See if we got a question up here. Let's go ahead and do this last one here again, Miss Dixon. Uh, we as people need to stand up as a whole and not give up until everyone receives the justice everyone deserves. I mean, I concur with that. Can't knock against that. Okay, let's stick together, Osceola. Just because it's not you or your family, the shoe could easily uh, bend on the other foot, feet. Anyway, that's my show, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back on regular time uh, Tuesday if we don't run into another special broadcast. Okay. Again, Blava, you know, you need to be putting the blame where the blame need to be. Your police chief. Your police chief can do nothing without your mayor allowing him to do it. Some of you say the city council, all the city council members as we know them now, they just sitting by and they ain't doing nothing either. The city council, they did what they tried to do. They tried to get rid of the chief. Remember, back here in what was that, September, right before the year ended, they did that. The city council only is doing what it can do with how the law calls in terms of the power that they have. They can't do no more than that. The only somebody have the power to pull the coattail of Chief Ross Thompson is your sweetheart mayor, James Sanders. And you already know if he didn't do it in the past, he surely ain't gonna do it now because he's like a lame duck. Ain't nothing you can do to the mayor now. He's just riding his time out to November or January, whatever he turned to change of power from his hand to the next incoming mayor. So I don't look for Mayor Sanders to do no more uh, than what he have not already done. Okay, so that's my show, ladies and gentlemen. I want you all to perhaps come back and catch me again. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. Catch me again, same time, Tuesday, 6 o'clock p.m. The topic, I don't know what I'm going to run with. It's about 3 topics that I have to do. But do please come back and catch me. And I want to say to you all, thanks for joining. Please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I want to try to get at least 1,000 subscribers before this summer is over, you know. So please go to my channel. I'm going to give you more information. I got a link that I want to give to you. But until I make my link available, all you have to do is go to YouTube, type in my name. You will see some of my videos. Just type on one of them or type in my name. You'll see my videos, and you can go ahead and you can view whichever one you choose to view. Anyway, that's my show. Again, peace and love. Good night. And don't forget about the event that's coming up over in Cypress Park. Miss Juanita Jackson, if you want to help out with her, please give her a call. Go to her her Facebook page, and let her know how you might want to help. Okay. So until then, I want to say peace and love, and may you have a blessed, wonderful remaining of what the evening, or what is left of the evening, excuse me. So again, peace and love, and please do share my video.